Edgar, absolutely loved this film. What I loved was it was original, it was fresh, it wasn't something that everyone's loving at the moment. I'm not. Remakes, reimaginings, sequels. How challenging was it to get a studio to go, yes, do something original?
Well, it isn't easy getting an original film made these days, so I got to really give credit to like TriStar and MRC that they finance this movie, because it's sort of so rare that you get original movies, especially in the summer. I think you get a lot around awards time, obviously, but summer movies, I think this summer there's only like a handful of original movies. So I feel very fortunate that I got to make it, and I think you just got to work harder to get it off the ground because you have no pre-existing awareness of what it is. It basically does not exist in anybody's minds until they see a trailer. Whereas something like Wonder Woman or Justice League, or Star Wars, they're thinking about that a long time off before they've even seen a frame. But something like this it doesn't really exist until there's a trailer out and you've read some reviews,
I love that the film went hand in hand with the soundtrack. So what came first, the soundtrack, the film, or was it all?
It's all a bit of both, to be honest. I mean, the initial spark of the idea was from a song that I used to listen to a lot when I was 21.
What was that?
The first song that's in the movie, Bell Bottoms by the John Spencer Blues Explosion. I would just listen to that song all the time, and I would start to visualize this car chase. And, and I wasn't like a director at the time. I was but I could sort of visualize the scene. And then I sort of think, I have to come up with the film that goes with this scene. So then when I actually wrote the script, which I started doing 10 years ago, I wouldn't write the scene until I had the right song.
You said you started this 10 years ago. So why now? Why is now the perfect time for you to make this, to have made this film?
I mean, like I said, the original idea goes back 22 years ago. I started trying to write it 10 years ago. I finished writing it 6 years ago. I think it's more just building up the confidence to do it. I mean, I don't think it's like a movie that I could have made 10 years ago. I feel like I've been building up in confidence to do this.
Such a fabulous cast. So when you write something like this, do you have certain people in mind, or do you write it and then go, I'm chasing these people and I have fingers crossed that they do it for me?
The only person that I wrote it with in mind was John Hamm, because I knew him. I've known him for 9 years, and so I wrote the part of Buddy with John in mind. Everybody else, obviously people kind of Ansel and Lily and Asa are younger, so they weren't on the scene when I was first writing the thing. And then people like Kevin and Jamie, if anything, are sort of bigger than I was imagining. They're sort of oh wow, I can't believe I've got these guys to do these parts. It's amazing.
People love your stuff, and understandably so, right? So you'd think when you're so successful, you'd be churning out the same movie time and time again. But I've heard you say that the worst crime is to get kind of really complacent. Does the easy way out not suit you?
I don't know. I think in terms of doing sort of sequels and stuff, the films take so long. So say you've been working on a zombie film for 3 years. The last thing I want to do is spend the next 2 years doing another zombie film.
Yeah. So
you just kind of just want to sort of keep switching it up and doing different subject matters. That's not to say that I'd never do a sequel, but I think sort of if you have the opportunity to try and keep doing different stuff, you should take it.
I don't know how much you're going to tell me about this, right? But on IMDb, Shadows is listed as your next project.
Yeah, that's. I mean, don't believe everything you read on IMDb.
So is that David Williams putting that up?
No, it's just something that we wrote some drafts for, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be something that I'm working on.
Okay, and finally, I can't let you go without asking, what's your killer track and what's your hex track?
Oh, hex track is good. I got to think of one for the hex track. Killer track, I think. I'll go for Bell Bottoms by the John Spencer Blues Explosion. The hex track, what's a bad? I don't know. That's a tricky one. What would be a bad luck song for me? I don't know. Oh man.
Well, it's good that you don't have a hex one. You just enjoy all the music as we enjoy all your films. Edgar, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for a fabulous film.
Thank you.